Okay, this time we're going to go over the Indianapolis Kelicolts versus the Atlanta Falciknights. Atlanta, my favorite team in the league. Love this team, but we're going to look at it from the Kelicolts side. Um, okay, so I fucking loved this matchup. The Kelicolts had such a good fucking matchup, I think. Um, Lycanroc goes fucking off. Salamence goes fucking off, and Quackable goes fucking off against this team. Like, they just go fucking wild against this team. Um, the only thing you have to kind of worry about is the Quagsire. Um, so you didn't have to bring all, just like Salamence, Lycanroc, and Quackable as like win condition kind of sets, but I would have considered like at least bringing two, but I did think you really needed to bring Quackable, because if you can get rid of Quagsire, nothing stops Salamence and Lycanroc. They just dominate the whole game. They just win. Like, they just win. And you want to bring Quackable because Quagsire is like the switch in, and if you can just kind of take it down with close combats and shit, uh, they would just popped off. Or I would have fucking loved it if you just brought like a spicy solar beam, Typhlosion, just to fuck up that Quagsire, and I think you would have just popped the fuck off, and I think you would have just won. Like, I don't think this team can stop Lycanroc and Salamence at all. Like, they just dominate the whole fucking team. If Quagsire is gone or weakened, so that would have been my game plan going into the game. You either bring Salamence and Lycanroc, which is good. All you have to do is just weaken or kill that Quagsire, and as long as you're Dragon Dance on Salamence and Swords Dance on the Lycanroc, let me just make sure, like, yeah, Lycanroc outspeeds Lilligant. So if you're like Swords Dance with a rock move, Ice Fang, close combat, you kind of just go off. And then same with Salamence, you just Earthquake, dual wing beat. I'm pretty sure you get Stone Edge. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure you get Stone Edge for the Zapdos. Yeah, you do. Like that, they just go off. But against your team, I was pretty scared about like offensive Zapdos is pretty scary against your team, but that's also what you want him to bring. Even though offensive Zapdos is very good against your team, you want her, sorry, to bring offensive Zapdos, so Salamence and Lycanroc just beat the team easier. As long as it's not Choice Scarf. As long as it's not Choice Scarf, but like an offensive Zapdos with like Heavy Duty Boots or Life Orb with like the electric move and Heat Wave, just kind of ruins your team a little bit. But at the same time, it has no bulk on it. That's what you want for Salamence and Lycanroc. So I think that's what the game is going to come down to. If Queen can keep the Quagsire alive and kind of pop off with Zapdos. Tyranitar is pretty scary too against your team. Tyranitar is pretty scary as well. So I think it's going to come down to Salamence and Lycanroc versus Quagsire, Zapdos, and Tyranitar. That's I actually haven't even watched this game yet, so. Oh, there's that. Okay, Webs is cool. Kind of ate that one. Okay, so that's probably not offensive Zapdos though, because you kind of ate that. But he goes into this. I don't know if you get a grass move, I don't know if you get a Giga Drain or something, but like, just weaken this thing. Weaken it. Knock off, that's good. Take off leftovers, good. Attack it. I'm gonna see if you get like a grass move. Hold on. I need to see if Ariados gets a grass move. Okay, it does get Giga Drain. Okay, I would have brought Giga Drain and I just would have smacked the shit out of this thing. Like, you have to weaken this fucker so Lycanroc and Salamence can just pop off. I would have attacked it. That crit sucks. That crit sucked. That sucked. Okay, you're in a pretty good spot though, because he doesn't have a good switch into Sylveon, so I'm guessing it's not choice specs, but if it is, even if it's not, Sylveon's pretty good. Okay, now this is where it's like a little bit tricky. If your game plan is to win with Salamence, do you close combat this and just try and weaken it? Or because Lycanroc is so important in this game, do you save it? If I was you, I would save it. I would not pull the I would not let Lycanroc go down this early. Would not. I would probably swap to Chestnut or maybe Sylveon. I would not let this go down yet. Okay. Whew. Okay, that was good. That was risky as fuck, but like the best scenario you possibly could have had. Okay, that was risky as fuck, but the best possible scenario. You got 3 damage on this and all you did was go for Stealth Rocks. If you're heavy duty boots on Salamence, you don't give a shit about these Stealth Rocks. You don't give a shit about the Stealth Rocks. Okay, so right now, I'd close combat again. I don't predict the switch, because right now the close combat kills. So just press it again. If he switches, then fuck it, just deal with it later. Yes, that's fucking huge. That's huge. That was like the best possible scenario. Risky. It could have gone terrible, but that was like the best outcome. Okay. Terrible. Terrible outcome. Terrible outcome. It just went from perfect to like disastrous. Okay, at least you know this thing is Choice Scarf. But I would not have let Lycanroc die. I would have just gone into like Ariados. Just let Ariados die. Because yeah, you're probably thinking you just need like damage on it for Salamence. But Lycanroc is so good in this game that it's kind of like I wouldn't risk Lycanroc's life to weaken this thing. I would have just gone into Ariados and then figured out what to do after that. He goes for the Psychic move, maybe go Goldango, or like just figure something out after that. But that could cost you the game because Lycanroc is so fucking good in this matchup. Okay. So you went for Shadow Ball instead of the Steel move. Maybe you predicted Zapdos to come in. I guess that was a 50-50. Tyranitar or Zapdos. I would have gone for the Steel move because the Zapdos is defensive, and as long as you have Stone Edge and your Dragon Dance on Salamence, you don't give a fuck about Zapdos. It's not scary. This fucker though, Tyranitar is scary as fuck because you don't have a great switch into this. Chestnut is like okay. Chestnut's okay. But even then, I guess you do have Chestnut, but we'll see. Go Sylveon. Okay. This is where like Lycanroc would have been pretty cool. Depends if you had, yeah, because like a Stone Edge or even if you had Crunch would do like really good to this. Because now it looks like the only thing that can kind of stop this is like Salamence, like being a physical attacker. Goldango has Shadow Ball, but this thing's going to be boosted up. Chestnut's weak. This is where like having Lycanroc would have been really good. Oh, this thing's scary as fuck. Belly drum. Okay, this is where... That was cool. That was sick. That was pretty sick. That was so cool. Okay, that saved you. That was sick. Okay. Okay. How do you win? You still need Salamence, but you can't really set up on this. You have to set up on the Zapdos, the Lilligant. The other two you have to set up on, so you have to try and bring them in. So I would go Goldango, press the Steel move against the Zapdos. Just stay in, let your Goldango die to the Zapdos, and then try and set up with Salamence. If you go into Sylveon, his switching's probably Reuniclus, and you cannot let that come in. You cannot let that come in. I would go Goldango. What the fuck, he ate that. Okay. That did like nothing. Good. Okay. Now you just have to let him kill you. And hope he doesn't swap. Okay. Staying on attack is good because you don't want to have a victory dance. Hopefully he goes Zapdos. Tapu Lele. Yes. Oh. Okay. Okay, so recover seems like the good choice because if you can't kill you, then you just recover up and you can sit in. But I think the only way you win this game is setting up on the Zapdos. So it was tricky then, because like you could have risked it, and if you just attacked here as if swapped into Zapdos, then. But I understand because you thought, oh, if you're gonna swap into Zapdos, why would you just do that instead of just going into Tapu Lele? But right now, the only way you win is setting up on this thing. Okay. Okay, that was tough. Like she played like really fucking good. So I think the few things that I would have worked on is in my opinion, if I had to give like any tips, I would say make sure that you protect your win conditions with your fucking life. If you had Lycanroc in this game, it would have helped a lot more instead of Ariados, because Ariados didn't really do anything after it got the webs up, right? And so instead of letting Lycanroc die, you could have let Ariados die. And depending on your set, I don't know what you were, if you were like Swords Dance or like a Solrock or something, maybe you could have come back in this game. If Lycanroc was still alive. you could have hella rocked this, you would have Stone Edge Zapdos, and I don't know if you had like Crunch or anything, but you might have been able to beat the Reuniclus as well. But it was kind of tricky. It was very hard for you to like position yourself to set up with Salamence. So let me try and think. Like, all that Zapdos did was like Volt Switch on you, which made it like hard to set up on. So it was like pretty good prep from Queen. The only way like I could have seen you do something is like just try it really fucking hard and bait out the Heat Wave and just let it kill like Chestnut or Goldango with Heat Wave, so you come and set up with Salamence. But overall, I would say for the most part you did like the best you could. It was once Lycanroc went down and then the Reuniclus kind of put like holes in your team. It was really hard to like position yourself, but you did pretty fucking good getting the Quagsire out of the way. That Tyranitar was tricky to kind of like deal with. You did very good dealing with the Reuniclus. So A+ for the Reuniclus effort, A+ for getting rid of Quagsire, and then it was just the third option, which was just protecting like the wing conditions and like putting them in a position where they can just like set up and take over. But you got 2 out of the 3. It was pretty close. I think to beat this team, like anyone, or to beat one of the good teams, the top teams, you have to get 3 out of 3. You got 2 out of 3, which is really good. But I think that's where it kind of come off stuck a little bit. Just getting like the win conditions in the right spot. But Queen did very good. I think for the most part, this was Queen kind of popping off, not you doing bad and making like too many like big, terrible mistakes. For the most part, Queen just kind of popped off because her team's kind of good. It's really fucking good. But yeah, overall, good effort. Very good effort. Still one of the big teams to watch. Still a fucking terrifying team. Just focus on getting those win conditions in position to set up on it. Because if you hit a Dragon Dance with Salamence, it would have come down to one-shotting Tapu Lele. But overall, I think you probably, especially if Lycanroc was there, yeah, he would have had a very, very difficult time beating this. Like, if Lycanroc was in there and healthy, and you got it in a spot with like a Swords Dance, the only thing that could have stopped it was literally Choice Scarf Tapu Lele. And if it did not one-shot you, and you were able to like kill it back or do like a massive chunk of health, like get it down to 2% like it was, it would have been a lot easier to take care of for the rest of the game. And it would have, if you would have killed it with Lycanroc, and you got it in a position where you set up and you forced her to kill it with Tapu Lele because it would have outsped everything else, then Salamence would have just popped off. Because let me look at the speed for, it's 95 Salamence, so you would have, after a Dragon Dance, you would have outsped this thing anyway. But overall, pretty good. Just keep working on getting those wing conditions and like the spot to pop off.